name is Rebecca Marsh. I'm also known as Tiny Miss Becca. I'm a tattoo artist and shop owner. We called it Jayne Doe. It would be about not just being my name, it's to be about anonymous and just letting the work talk for itself. It's like a second home. Tattooing is not 9 to 5. I think I've always been artistic. The only family member I've got that was artistic that I can think of was my granddad, who was a photographer. I've always drawn, played around with stuff, and yeah, I guess I was always creative, not necessarily artistic. I think it's different. Really well behaved. I'm a twin, and I think I let my twin sister be the naughty one. Growing up, yeah, I was just really good. I was academic and creative and also sporty, so I did pretty well at everything. When I first got my tattoos, I was 20. I'd already been tattooing for about 2 years, and that's quite abnormal to not have any tattoos but to be tattooing people, so I felt like a bit of a fraud. So I got my first tattoo on my foot. Before that, I had secretly tattooed myself whilst my boss was away, just with water, and it was excruciating because it was just with water. I didn't think I was going too deep, so I outlined a skull on my leg. And for the next 4 to 5 months, every time I got out of the shower, the wound was still like in the shape of a skull. It was crazy. Getting more tattoos done it's hard. I didn't get tattooed for so long because my idea of tattoos were different. They were the ones your parents warn you about, the ones you pick off the wall, the tribal. And that's what tattooing was to me and to most people. It still is. You go in, you see the pre-drawn stuff on the walls and you pick one. Back in the day, most tattoos said the internet, you looked in magazines, and there happened to be one artist called Adam Barton, an American guy. And I remember being blown away with the artwork he could create on skin. And I think seeing the difference between something you could pick off the wall and something someone could draw that was definitely more artistic and more creative, that made me want to get tattooed. I didn't want just something that everyone else had picked off the wall. I wanted something that was drawn by someone who was as creative as I wanted to be. I definitely didn't want to be a tattoo artist. It wasn't something that was on my radar. I knew I was creative and I knew I wanted a job in a field where I wasn't 9 to 5 in an office. I was used to working hard and I was used to just producing my own kind of ideas. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I happened to be doing a sculpture degree at Chelsea Art College, and I think my sister had a tattoo on her wrist, and she'd gone back to get the other side done. I remember I went into the studio with her, and I just thought, oh, that's probably something I could do in a really naive, probably arrogant way of being like, oh, that looks easy, it's just drawing on skin. I asked them for an apprenticeship. I was still doing my degree, and somehow they let me do an apprenticeship as well as doing my degree. And then I went to do an MA in sculpture, only got an interview in probably at the Royal Academy, and let's say I drank a bottle of Rescue Remedy and didn't do very well in the interview. So I came out, wasn't on an MA, knew I could tattoo, and I took it as a job in the first place, but it's actually much more than a job. Yeah, if you want to, like I said earlier, do those tattoos that are on the wall, it can be just a job, and when people come in you just trace it as it is and you tattoo it, but it's a career for me. If you are creative and you like working hard and you're self-motivated and you want to be challenged, not just by the drawing, by how images can sit on skin and how you can shape a bird or any animal to the way the body's defined, that's what I love about towing. I opened Jayne 6 years ago. It just happened, just coincidentally. I'd been travelling up and down the country doing guest spots. I'd been working in a number of studios where I found that the people I was working for and with didn't take the craft as seriously as me, and they got quite bitter and twisted about it. And anyone who's creative, surrounded by people that aren't enjoying it, just brings you down. So I was working around the country trying to work out maybe where I'd settled. I think I'd settled on Sheffield originally, and I was about to go to Australia, and I'm from Hornchurch, so I was literally sitting, there's a restaurant opposite the shop called Zzz's, and this shop was empty, and I was just literally about to fly the next day to Australia just for a holiday and see some friends. I said, if the shop's empty when I come back in 3 weeks, I'll just go for it, and I did. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's worked out really well for me.